Hi, good evening. If you are here, that means your kid is in my multicultures class, and you might be asking yourself, what is multicultures? Multicultures is a one marking period class. We call them specials. The kids move through a cycle of 4 classes, one per marking period. And multicultures, in a nutshell, is the class where I like to call it the class where you learn that everybody in the world is not exactly like you. We start the marking period doing a little introspective investigation where we look at some vocabulary terms, and then we sort of apply them inward looking, things like culture, race, bias, stereotype, things like that. And we sort of like to evaluate, who are you? What is your culture? What is your heritage? What is your race? And then kind of go from there and move out into some applications of these vocabulary words that we've been using. We just had the kids finish up a little ethnicity project. It was a little electronic project on Google Classroom to sort of identify on the basis. The big question in it was, if you had to introduce yourself to somebody and you could only tell them 4 things about you, what would they be? Big cultural things, languages, religions, things like that, and kind of explain, what your personal beliefs are. And we're going to continue with, kind of examining social scenarios, looking at current events and, things that have happened in the past and evaluating them using our framework of our vocabulary. And then we'll move into the second half of our class. We'll spend a fair amount of time discussing the Holocaust. And then from there, we'll move on and we'll be talking about the African-American experience in the United States, going from slavery to the civil rights movement and beyond, and whether have we achieved Dr. King's dream or do we still have a ways to go? And it will be it's them, it's what they think, and developing critical thinking skills. So that's the class in a nutshell. I'm just going to switch over here. We have a Google Classroom. All right, I'm just going to switch you all over so you can see, and all of your students are in the Google Classroom. I sent them invitations and they all responded, and they're all now in there. But you can see these are the classes that I teach. Period 2 is multicultural, so if you click on that, open it up, you can see here's our classroom. We were working Friday and Monday. We're evaluating some social situations. If you've ever seen the show, What Would You Do? We kind of create some social situations, and they sort of film how people react, and we discussed how they react and whether that was an example of somebody being a bystander who's just kind of ignoring things and letting things go, or if they were an upstander where they actually got involved and tried to diffuse the situation. So we did that on Friday. We finished that up on Monday, and that's pretty much where it is. We had our first vocabulary quiz. I'm in the process of grading that. I should have those grades posted soon. And as I said, the ethnicity project, so you can kind of see everything is listed here that they need. These were some of the bigger things. We did the vocabulary pen on pencil, and kind of went from there with that. But going forward, if your kid's looking for something, it's probably here. All right. And if they need to get in touch with me, they can either send me a message right through on the stream, or they can email me. They all have my email address. It's thomas.mullins@sayrevilleK12.net. You as parents can also get that from the school website. It's there. I'm just going to speak to you for a moment. Email is definitely the best way to get in touch with me. I'm all over the place throughout the day. I don't have my prep period is not in my room, so even finding a place where I can get a phone to make a phone call is going to be difficult. So email I can answer right away as soon as I see it. So please, if you have concerns, you have questions, you have things you need to tell me, your students having difficulty, please reach out to me and be proactive. Everything's seems to be getting back to a little bit more normal. We're in person, and hopefully we'll stay that way. But there's some anxiety I'm sure that kids have had from the digital learning and getting back into the swing of being in person. And there could be some growing pains, some transitional pains, whatever it might be. But like I said, if there's a problem, please get back to me and let me know, so that we can handle it before it becomes a bigger problem. All right. That's pretty much the gist of the class. Like I said, if you need me, email's the best. And I look forward, hopefully you're going to have a good rest of your back to school night watching videos. And I'm looking forward to a good marking period with your kids. sign off with that and wish everybody well and have a good night.